about the 5 elements and my basic plan for the year. So my teacher, Donna Eden, told me one time that you could study the 5 elements every day for the rest of your life and still not have it all down. So that being said, I'm doing a quick week introduction on what the 5 elements are, kind of a basic rundown, and how this is necessary in your life and why you need it right now especially. So right now there's a lot of fear, anger, panic, worry, and grief that's happening in the world. And these are what the Chinese 5 elements deal with. So the Chinese came up with this system thousands and thousands of years ago, and it coincides with the meridians in your body. Some people, you maybe have heard of acupuncture or acupressure. So the Chinese have a way of, their energy pathways. So let's say I have, a client comes in and says, I have pain right here. I'm going to check their lung because that's on their lung meridian. Or you don't really have pain here that much, but right here on the thumb, a lot of people say this just really hurts. And I know I'm going to check some lung things, which is great. But when you move through these things, you can deal with the emotions and the physical pain. Because a lot of times physical pain is emotional pain. And if we can move through physical or emotional pain, usually both are gone. And so when I work with my clients individually, if they tell me they're very angry, their doctor says they have problems with their gallbladder, I know that they're stuck in a wood element. So the wood is all about rebirth, regrowth, renew, regenerate, leadership. Think Oprah Winfrey, she is a prime example of wood element. She is assertive, she's clear, she's a visionary. She can take an idea and really just run with it and make it happen. People follow her, they love her, and they move through. But an out of balance wood is not so much assertive as angry. So woods are very loyal, and when someone isn't as loyal to them, the anger starts. And so if you think about, maybe you have a boss at work who has great ideas, who's always saying, let's do this, we're going to do this, let's go, everybody follow me. And maybe someone says, hey, boss man, what about this? And he shuts him down quickly. That's an out of balance wood. So woods are great visionaries and great leaders, but they're sometimes maybe too assertive. And so that anger goes outward and it also goes inward. So they really have to be aware of their gallbladder and liver. So that's the wood element. Then we move to the fire element. The fire is, think Scarlett O'Hara. She walks into a room, everyone stops. Man, woman, everybody looks at Scarlett. She is the attention getter. She doesn't even need to say anything. She just has everyone's attention. Fire element, they're fun, they're spontaneous, they're spunky. They're a summer season. You think about, picnics in the park, everything's fun. After work, everybody can go down by the river or lake or pool or walk, whatever it is that you do. You have more time to relax and you have more fun in the summer. People hang out in groups a little bit more. And it's all about joy. It really is about joy. But an out of balance fire element turns to a little bit of panic. So I know when I first got married, my husband said, you have 7 things to do Friday night. And I said, yeah, so? He said 7. I don't understand how you can go to 7 different events. Well, I was invited. Of course I'm going to go. And he said, no, actually, you don't have to do that. And I said, no, I can go. I told him I'd be there. And he's like, you're going to drive here, there, and there, 7 different events? And I thought, I've never really thought about that. No one's ever said that this is not normal behavior. And he said, you're super tired the days after you do this. So I started to take care of me and say, maybe I don't need to be everywhere at once. Maybe I can say no and start taking care of myself. So I was an out of balance fire element. I said yes to everything. I did everything. And I burned myself out and I got really sick. So the fire elements, you have to take care of your heart, and your stress level, something called a triple warmer, your small intestine, and the pericardium that surrounds the heart. It's actually a system in the 5 Chinese elements. So the fire element actually has 4 different things to talk about as opposed to 2, which is all the other elements have. So after fire, you move through. I'm doing this because it's on like a wheel. Fire, you move to earth. The earth, think about an earth mama. I love traveling with earth mamas. Hey, does anyone have a Kleenex? Yes. Hey, does anyone have anything to eat? Yes. Does anybody have any water? Yes. Hey, did anybody bring the key to the hotel? Yes. The earth mamas have it all. You don't even need to ask. You just open up that purse. They've got everything in there. They have gum, chocolate, you name it. It's in there. So the earths are all about their stomach and their spleen. So a lot of times they get really, really tired because they worry all the time and worrying about others, and they don't take care of themselves sometimes. So earth mamas are, and they're men too, I'm just saying mamas because you hear that all the time, the earth mamas of the world. So the earth mamas take care of everyone else but not themselves. And so they oftentimes get pretty worn down and sick, and they don't know what's wrong, and they're just never take a minute to themselves. So the earths right now are in a state of worry. They could have more compassion towards themselves and more compassion towards humanity instead of worrying about humanity. That's how they could change your situation. So after the earth element comes the metal. This is the last one on this little wheel that I'm checking off. Metal elements are about reverence and awe and doing a great job, and they don't need a lot of applause. They know they did a good job. They know they're right. They know they have the best idea. They always have the best idea. And so if you put 2 metals together, or a metal and a wood, who all think they have the best idea, and they're out of balance, sometimes they do this instead of really listening to each other. So the difference between that, in my opinion, the woods get angry if you don't listen to what they have to say. The metals don't really care. They know they have the best idea, and they think that you're not probably as bright as they are when they're unbalanced. And so the metals go through times of depression and grief. They need that connection with with the other humans, but they don't seek it. So right now, the metals are going through a grieving process, and they might be a little depressed, but you really can't tell because they don't open up. So that being said, I am primarily a fire and a wood element, so I really have to watch how I take care of myself. But I can live through a metal moment. So when my mom passed away, I was very metal, and I was grieving. And so I had a lot of problems with my lung and large intestine. Oh, I forgot to say that. That was on the large intestine and lung are the metal elements. So you can move through these times in your life, but my big lessons are panic. My big lesson is getting angry. And so when I know how to check myself now, and I know how to do some exercises to release that, and I actually do them every day so I don't get angry and I don't get panicked and I don't worry so much. So these little exercises are wonderful. They've really truly helped me physically and mentally, and obviously emotionally. So this week my plan is to take you through, you'll have a couple different things. One, you will learn sort of which element you are. And again, it's just one little test. It's that day that you took it. Maybe you were having a woody day, so the wood is going to be a little bit higher. Maybe the next day your metal comes up, so it's a little bit more metally. However, I have found that every time I take this test, I am always one thing, and then the secondary is very close. So some of you will be very balanced, and you'll have your numbers very close together. But it's kind of interesting because when we go through this year, you'll see what really ails you and what you really truly do in a moment of weakness. I always thought I went to anger, but I don't. I actually go to panic first, and then I get mad at myself for making a wrong decision. And so this panic in me is my fire element. So you may not even know which emotion you tend to go towards until you really start to look at it. So you can take a little test and see probably which element you're primarily in. I will give you some exercises to do to help you through this. I will give you a chart of the 5 elements so you can kind of see what I'm talking about and the relationship and how this works. And then this week I will also talk about, like, how do you talk to a wood if you're an earth element? How do you talk to a fire element? Either at your home or at work. And so it's a great way for you to really start to talk to people. I thought I was really good at communicating until I got married. It's a whole new communication level. And so I learned to speak my husband's language. When I talk to him about important things, I go to his language so he can hear me, which is metal, and I'm a fire. So it's very interesting. I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you join me for the whole week. So thank you very much here at Guiding Lights. We are very excited about this opportunity that you're giving us. Please watch all of us. We all have very different things to give, which is why we think this site is going to be so great, is our variety of things we can give and the content we have. So enjoy the week, and I will see you tomorrow on your Guiding Lights. Thank you.